Hi, it has been way too long since I've made a video, and I thought that a fun topic would be gatekeeping in the Reiki community. Yay! so, why would I want to talk about such a topic? I saw a post online last week that stimulated the thought process behind this video. And let me backtrack a little by saying that, let me backtrack a little by saying that I am in a few Reiki communities on Facebook. I mostly lurk. I do occasionally participate. And I only occasionally participate because although my Reiki training was traditional and within the traditional Usui Reiki school, my practice of Reiki is not always within the confines of a traditional practice. And side note, that's why most people who experience Reiki from me and learn Reiki from me like doing so, because I allow room for something different. But I don't want to go off on that tangent. That's another video. So getting back to this post, somebody had posted something that they saw on a website called Reiki Raise. And Reiki Raise is a website with a presence on Facebook and Instagram. And they promote all things, all things Reiki. They don't stick to just the traditional Usui Reiki. They cover all kinds of Reiki. And that's something I forgot to mention at the beginning, is that yes, there are many, many, many types of Reiki. There's everything from traditional Usui all the way down. Well, I don't want to say up or down. I don't want to proclaim one better than the other, but ranges from traditional Usui Reiki all the way to Dolphin Reiki. And yeah, I'm not kidding. And some people laugh at the idea of Dolphin Reiki, and some people take it very serious. And who am I to tell either side that they're right or wrong? It is what it is. So getting back to Reiki Raise, they will promote different practices, different ideas from different types of Reiki. Well, the post I saw last week, this one woman was very offended by what she had seen. And it was a Reiki grid where there's a heart drawn in the center of the page. And within the heart were many different Reiki symbols. And outside of the heart were other Reiki symbols. And the purpose of this grid was to unify two souls. And she was offended that Reiki was being used like witchcraft. Oh no. God knows we should not mix the two. And if you can't tell, I'm being sarcastic. Yes, that was me being sarcastic. So she was offended that Reiki was being used this way. And she was also offended that Reiki was being used to subvert the will of another. How dare one person use Reiki to make another person love them? So I looked at it. Did it offend me? No. Did I fully agree with it? No. Did I partially agree with it? Most likely not. So I responded and I said, I don't really see any harm in this grid, because Reiki being a healing energy, and not only that, but an intelligent healing energy, intelligent meaning that it goes where it's needed. It doesn't go where I think it should go. It goes where it's needed. I said, and also Reiki can do no harm. So if Reiki can do no harm, this grid can do no harm. And if somebody wants to use this grid to make somebody love them, it's simply not going to work. And there's no harm done. So I don't feel the need to be upset by it or offended. And she responded that she understood and agreed with a lot of what I was saying, but she was still very concerned. Very, very concerned. So for me, I recognize some control issues on her part. It just what I was getting from her response was for me to just bow out. She needed somebody to agree with her, and that person just was not going to be me. For the most part, people agreed with her. People were offended. But then later on in the day, when I went back and looked at the post, a couple of people chimed in with a really interesting perspective. And their perspective was, what if this is being used for an existing couple who need to clear some energy between them, that want to reignite their love, reignite their passion. And I read that and I was like, yeah. And I was like, I wish I had recognized that possibility when I first saw it, but this was a really beautiful idea. So here, we have several people trying to shut down something as being ineffective and not good and not beneficial and actually possibly harmful. And yet a couple of people actually were able to see how this could be useful and helpful and how it could actually be healing. And that's part of why I would love to see less gatekeeping in the Reiki community, because if we could be more open to possibilities, just trust in the energy, trust what we know, trust that it can not be used to harm anyone or anything, and just open ourselves up to seeing possibilities that either A, did not exist before, or B, we did not recognize or were not open to. And I think it would just be really beneficial if we could all open up our eyes and our hearts to different ways of working with the energy. Another example, this is more of a personal example. I had somebody message me last week, and this is a really dear, wonderful friend who I have had the honor of teaching Reiki to and sharing Reiki with her. She is currently at level 1, and level 2 is where you learn, where you learn how to do distance healing. And she messaged me and told me about a friend's animal who was in need, who was going to be going to the vet. And it was a situation that could go one way or the other. And she said, I looked ahead in my Reiki book to the distance healing section. I read the information on the distance healing symbol. Is there anything I need to know? So, as a responsible Reiki master teacher, again, please take notice of the sarcasm. I should have, my immediate response should have been, well, you're not level 2 and you can only do distance healing at level 2. Well, that's not my style. And no matter how correct that may be, if I were to respond to her in that manner, like how sad would that be? Like, somebody is wanting to help send healing energy to a being that's in need, and she's encountering somebody saying, nope, can't do it. So my response to her was, to go ahead and give it a try. I said, traditionally distance healing is done at the 2nd level. And then I guided her. I said, you may want to try this, this, and this, and go from there. And she responded back to me and said, I know it's, oh, and I did say, how did I word it? I said, there are those that would say that me responding in this manner is blasphemy. And she responded back saying, yeah, I know it's a taboo question. I think that's the word she used. But all that matters is that I think it was like a day later, she messaged me that the horse was doing much better. And was it the Reiki? Was it not the Reiki? Who knows? And does it really matter? Because all that matters is that that horse is now on the mend, and it's no longer in a situation where it could go in one direction or the other. So, yeah, that's a situation where I broke the rules. But at the same time, I also followed up with the traditional information. And am I saying that anybody and everybody can just send distance Reiki? Who knows? There are some people who believe that it's possible to self-attune to Reiki. I read a book many, many years ago by somebody who claimed that that was possible, and the point of his book was to teach people how to do it. And when I read the book, everything he wrote made sense to me. So who am I to tell him he's wrong? And who am I to tell the readers who have benefited from his book that they're wrong? So, okay, we're at about 12 minutes. I should wrap this up. So my point again is I would love to see less gatekeeping. I would love to see more openness. And as much as I can't change other people, and it's not my job to, I think all I can do is help stimulate a different thought process, help give somebody a reason to consider something that they had not considered before. So anyway, if you have listened this far, I would love to know your thoughts. And especially if you're a Reiki practitioner, I know some of you embrace what I'm saying. Some of you applaud what I'm saying, and others of you might want to burn me at the stake, so to speak. Either way, it's all good. Share your thoughts with me, and I look forward to reading your comments.